Offensive rebounds as Kansas has total rebounds in this game.
Aldridge is really aware of the basketball, and he makes great moves back to the bucket to get open. Now he helps.
Great two-man game between Collins and Aldridge, resulting in a bucket.
When you've got that to go with what he does inside, it's kind of formative.
8 for Aldridge in the early going tonight, and the Jayhawk lead is up to 9.
My wife was a school teacher. She taught me the word formidable.
That's good.
I told her I'd use it.
So she's checking it off her list?
I hope.
Kansas in the zone again. Thomas calling for a screen. Knocked away. Denman inside to Brian Ammoning, excuse me. They call him MBA, which is a lot easier than Matthew Brian Ammoning. Stripped away from Aldridge.
All right, Aldridge is going to set a screen on the ball, and as both guys go with the ball, he slides. That's the thing that Kansas has always done with their big men, and they've usually had somebody that can shoot the ball setting that screen from the post position outside.
Kind of an unorthodox release, but Aldridge is 6'11", holds the ball so far up above his head. Got it off easily. In the corner, not there for Morningstar.
I'd like to see Aldridge not take the shot from as far back behind his head as he takes the ball, I think. But you can't argue with the way he shot there.
Got away with it. The ruling by the officials was he had lost control of the ball.
Offensive foul.
Good call. Quincy Pondexter using the Kansas player to hoist himself up in the air.
Well, you know, that's the first really good blockout that we've seen on one of the big kids inside, and it was Morningstar, a guard, that got his butt into somebody and kept him off the board. And with the free throw situation the way it is, now Kansas is into the 1-and-1 much quicker than Washington.
So Morningstar goes to the line. He's from Lawrence. His dad was a player on the 1974 Final Four team.
Roger Morningstar.
Yep. And Brady Morningstar redshirted last season. Barely played the year before. Comes up with a steal. Count it!
You know, is that an amazing play, though, Dan? I mean, I might stand and clap for the kid on that one. He misses the free throw, and that's a point of dejection. Then he comes after the outlet pass, gets it, and now he's got to crack at another free throw. What a play.
Well, a note I had written down after shoot-around today, we talked to Coach Self about some of the freshmen or some of the players who hadn't played a lot, and I asked Coach Self about Morningstar, and I've got max effort written down in my notes. That's what Bill Self told me about him. And we saw that right there. KU in the 2-3 zone again as they have extended their lead to 10.
You made a really good comment about slowing down Washington's offensive movement, but that was a big, big bucket right there that they got from the baseline. And they got that by bringing the bottom man in the 2-3 zone up a little bit and going to the baseline.
Quincy Pondexter, the junior out of Fresno, comes up with a bucket. It seems to have really slowed down Isaiah Thomas most of all since Kansas has gone into the zone. Away from the ball, a Kansas foul. And there's some chippiness out on the court right now. Thomas tried to take the ball away from Reed after the whistle was blown instead of Reed handing it to an official and then Thomas coming to get it. A little attitude on both sides right now.
Thomas may get a little bit anxious with not having as much room to move against
You're watching the O'Reilly Auto Parts CBE Classic, part of Feast Week presented by Lowe's. Due to time constraints, we move ahead in our action. Here in Kansas City, Kansas, and Washington. Brockman knocks them both down. Pretty good-looking stroke by the big
Well, now, what happened there, Dan, was the zone did not cover Brockman as well as they would in man-to-man, and he just kind of slipped into an open spot and drew the foul.
Markeith Morris into Aldridge. Again, that high-low passing, as you've talked about often. Bill Self loves that interior passing between the big guys. Thomas pushing it. Overton pulls up. Now Thomas going right. Overton baseline blocked. Follow is good by Brockman.
John Brockman with the basket.
And a timeout taken. So the lead down to 4. Bill Self wants a timeout. Gives us a chance to tell you about the championship game tomorrow night from the O'Reilly Auto Parts CBE Classic. It'll be Syracuse taking on the winner of this game for the championship, the O'Reilly Auto Parts CBE Classic. a part of Feast Week presented by Lowe's on ESPN2 tomorrow at 10 Eastern. Dick Vitale will be with me